Hello, guys. Hope you have been having the loveliest of your days. And in this video, I would like to talk to you about the concept of calendars. Now, it is an interesting concept because, before Google came in, people used to look up for their birthdays. As soon as the calendar came out, we used to look out, hey, when is my birthday? Or there used to be these notebooks, and behind them there used to be a calculation method through which you could find out, hey, your birthday is coming on Thursday. And then we used to go rounds and rounds and rounds deciding whose birthday is falling when. But thanks to the concept of calendars, that is not necessary. Of course, Google is always there, and you can always look up what date or what day your special date is falling on. However, this concept is especially useful for your aptitude and placements and CAT and whatever. So, to know what this concept and how we can solve the questions, it is important to know that there is this concept called odd days. So, when do you call something as odd? When something stands out, when something doesn't fit in. Hey, this is the odd one out. So, in the same day, the odd days concept is like this. Say you have 52 weeks in a year. But if you actually multiply 52 into 7, it's not 365, is it? It's 364. So the one day is an odd day. So remember that an ordinary year has one odd day. What do you do when there is a leap year? We know that it has 366 days. So a leap year has 2 odd days. So remember this. An ordinary year has 1 odd day and a leap year has 2 odd days. So okay, I can't use that. The other thing which you need to remember is this. And before I jump into that, so what is a leap year and how do you actually arrive at a leap year? Any year that is divisible by 4 is a leap year. So 2000 leap year, 2004 leap year. But remember, these century years, not all the time they are leap years. You need to make sure of that. So with this concept, you can arrive at something called this. So remember this table. This table is going to take you through every calendar sum that you get in your exam. So in 100 years, in 200 years, in 300 and 400 years. So 400, right? Okay. So in 100 years, you will have 5 odd days. So keep counting down the odd numbers. 5, 3, 1, and finally, of course, 0. So this is the number of odd days you will have in these years. Okay, and then we also know that in a leap year we have 2 odd days, and in an ordinary year we have 1 odd day. So now after this table, you need to know the days of the week, which we all know. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So Sunday is the first day of the week, so mark it 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is the other table, which of course you don't have to remember. So just remember this, guys. This table, in 100 years you have 5, 200 you have 3, 300 you have 1, and 400 you have 0. So the next thing, we can go on solving. I just don't know. You guys pick a date and solve it along with me as we go ahead. So how about we take 1st of February 2018, right? So now, one thing that we know is, so first thing, breakdown goes like this. How many years? 2000 years plus 17 years plus 1st Feb, right? We can always go to that breakdown later, but I somehow prefer it doing everything at once. So February 1st 2018 is nothing but 2000 years plus 17 years plus 31 days of January plus 1 day of February, right guys? So now we have 2000. Now what do you know about 2000? 2000 is a multiple of 400. So, and moreover, this is, so, right? So 2000 is a multiple of 400. So it wouldn't have any odd days. The number of odd days is going to be 0. Had it been 2001, you would have to count the number of odd days for 2001, because 2001 is not a leap year, and the number of odd days for that would be 1, right? Had it been a normal leap year, say 2004, the number of odd days would be 2, okay? But 2000 here is a multiple of 400, right? And this table, as I asked you to remember, multiples of 400 will not have any odd days. So the number of odd days is 0. So the next one is 17. So in 17 years, how many leap years do you have? 17 by 4. So a leap year comes in once every 4 years, right? So 17 by 4 is 4 point something, right? So you have 4 leap years, and 17 minus 4 is 13, and 13 normal years or ordinary years, right? Plus 32 days. Right. So how many odd days do you have in a leap year? 2. So it's going to be 8 plus 13 ordinary years. So how many odd days in there? You have 13. And then in 32 days, here is where you can start splitting it. You can do it any way you want. You can add up plus 32 and add all the numbers and divide by 7. And then the remainder will give you what day it is. Or you can divide by 7 here itself and start counting the odd days, etc. So it's up to you guys. Plus, let's do both of them here for your convenience. So 8 plus 13 plus 32. So if I were to do it individually, it would be 8 by 7, 7 days in a week. The remainder would be 1. And 13 by 7, 7 to is 14, so the remainder would be 6. And 32 by 7, what would be the remainder, guys? 7 4s are 28, and then 4. Now, if you add these things up, 10, 11, 11 by 7, the remainder is 4, right? When you divide 11 by 7, the remainder is 4. And 4, if you, is Thursday. So let's just check, grab my phone. and I see that, wait, February 1st is Thursday. Okay, so that is how you arrive at it, guys. Or if you don't want to take it all at once, if you want to, you know, add them all up, add all these numbers up, you can do that as well. That is totally fine. You can add them all and then divide by 7, and then the remainder would give you the number of odd days. Now, let's try another example so you guys are comfortable with the topic. So, I pick any date, guys. I mean, let's go with 26th Jan, 26th Jan 1950. So always try to break down the year into multiples of 400 and then into multiples of these. So 1950, 26th Jan is 1600 years plus 300 years plus, remember, it's not 1950 complete. It's only 1949 years and then 26 days. So that would be 49 years plus, let's take care of the date later, shall we? So 1600 years would have 0 odd days, and 300 years would have 1 odd day, and 49 years you would have to divide it by 4, and when you do that, that would give you 12 leap years, and if you 37 non-leap years, right? So 12 leap years is, each leap year has 2 odd days and each non-leap year has 1 odd day. So you have 24 odd days and 37 odd days. And then you have this 1 over here. So add them up. How much is that? 7, 4, 60, 62? Okay, 62 days. So now with the 62, you can do your math with 62 itself by dividing it by 7, or you could carry this 26 days of January. See, this is Jan, right? This is the first month. So you don't have to add the preceding months, right? Yeah. But in this case, had it been Feb, we added 31 days of the previous month. Or if it is December, you would have to add Jan 31 plus Feb plus March plus June plus July, August, you know the drill, right? So 62 days plus 26 days. 62 and 26 is 88. So now how many weeks in 88? So divided by 7. 12s are, guys, 12's 84, right? So you have a remainder of 4. So 4 is Thursday. So 26 Jan 1950 is Thursday. So that's about it, guys. All you have to remember is this table, only because it will come in handy. You don't really have to remember it so well. And then the simple fact that a leap year has 2 odd days and a non-leap year has 1 odd day. And 4 and 7 are your magic numbers. Okay. That's it, guys. Hope you found this video informative. And if you have exams coming up, all the very, very best. Thank you and have a very wonderful day. Thank you.